2 down. 3 down. 4 down. The Modern Warfare 2 beta has come, and by the time you're seeing this, is about to be gone for the PlayStation exclusive weekend. And I've been playing every day on a PS4 from 2013 and a controller from 2014, and essentially enough just playing it in the worst possible conditions. And I've come to give you kind of like my overview of how the beta went and how it's going, what I look forward to in the next weekend for my time on PC and for other people to get a hold of it for Xbox, and those of you who didn't already pre-order or didn't get a chance to play this weekend. We're going to look at the future of Modern Warfare 2, what I'd like to see out of it, and how I think it's going to directly affect Warzone 2 and the DMZ mode. Let's look at these things. They have not, Jen, no. So those were a few clips of me playing the beta over this weekend, and I hope you enjoyed them. So let's get into it. Let's look at what's going on here with the beta, and let's talk about it. So we are playing Domination on the Mercado. We're using the NP5 and the HK-G36, or HK-30. It's, on here, it's the Lockman 5.56. So the PS4, as I said before, I'm playing on a PS4. That's the entire team. That was scary. So we're playing on a PS4 that is 10 years old, pretty much. And we're playing on a controller that's like 9 years old. And honestly, for a game that is brand new, that is being played on the oldest possible hardware available for all of this, the game runs well. Significantly better than I expected it to, honestly. The FPS probably sits between 25 and 45, but it can max out feeling around close to a 60 FPS game. And again, this is on the oldest possible hardware possible. This is a literal day one PS4. That gives me a lot of hope. That means that this game is at least pretty decently optimized. And if you are playing on PC, you should be able to get away with using some pretty low spec stuff and still have a pretty good time. For those that are not familiar with me, I am not a very big 6v6 player, which means I've gotten my butt kicked this entire weekend. To me, the time to kill is very fast. But at the same time, I am learning the maps, I'm learning the guns, and I am learning a whole lot of how this game works. Again, having, I think the last time I really played a 6v6 being 4 or 5 years ago, as I left, I think it was Black Ops 3, to really start playing like PUBG. I did play Modern Warfare 2019 for a while, which this reminds me of quite a bit. But at the same time, I did not play it nearly as long as I had been playing BRs. So the extremely quick time to kill is jarring for me. And the number of people that are, popping out of nowhere, killing you instantly, it will get to you. But with that being said, I enjoy the weapons. They have been feeling like they have quite a bit of recoil. I have not been enjoying the flashbangs. They are very bright, they are very white, and it hurts. It hurts. Like physically, it hurts to have them hit you. I would like the effect to be toned down. Obviously, I don't want them to be able to see things, but the combination flash and brightness and all of that is rough. Not good rough, very bad rough. But again, with this time to kill, I am excited for myself to get a little bit better at the game, especially as we get to the eve and to the sooner time that we should be getting access to the Warzone. which Warzone is obviously going to be a bit different. We've already, a lot of us have already seen the videos, and some of us have even played, not me, but some of us have even played the new Warzone. They've had mixed responses about it. Mixed responses. Oh, that was the new wall hang feature, by the way, which I'm going to be interested to see how that works in Warzone with people spider monkeying on walls. But with the new upcoming Warzone, a lot of the features in this multiplayer feel like it was made to be more of a Warzone featured feature. It feels like a whole lot of the game has been adjusted to make a lot of the new features feel cool for a Warzone sandbox feel. But honestly, the thing that this feels like it would benefit feels like the new game features would benefit the most, the DMZ mode. The DMZ mode is definitely very interesting to me, not only because they have not ever reached that style of gameplay before for Call of Duty, which is how, you know, Warzone came about, was them attempting to do something that they had never been doing before, but also it is a game market that is relatively pretty untapped. People like Escape from Tarkov and The Division are really the only two that have successfully done most of it. There was a game called The Cycle that I've never played, but I've heard a lot of, and I've had friends who have played it. It's a very untapped market, and I think that having access to that style of gameplay would be a really cool mix-up. And I think if a game can do BR well, I think that the game can do an extraction shooter style well enough as well. The only issue I see with the future DMZ stuff is going to be whether or not if there's actually any value to coming back to it. So even if they nail the gameplay, they're going to need to nail why you come back for it. And that'll be interesting to see if they can do that. With that being said, there are a lot of other things that are hit or miss on this game depending on who you are. Like I said before, I enjoy the recoil. I enjoy the gameplay styling. I wish the TTK was maybe 100 milliseconds longer. Right now it feels like 200 milliseconds, but I think 300 would be about fine. Give you a little bit more time for counterplay. As it is right now, with the number of windows and multiple lanes there are to defend or to attack at any given time, the amount of insta-deaths is crazy. But that may have been that may have been their call. Maybe they wanted for that heavy, harder hitting, more aggressive style gameplay. With the removal of slide canceling, which people have already figured out how to do again, it was supposed to slow down the game, but if that were the case, realistically what ends up happening is, as they slow down, I got fried. As they slow down the game but increase the TTK, it encourages camping. So I think that what they should do is either extend the time to kill or re-include a little bit more movement options to increase the skill gap and reduce the amount of passive gameplay. There are some very good players out there right now that have managed to, quote-unquote, nail the movement mechanics. Whether or not they have actually completely nailed them or not is one thing, but they have found a way to really move around and take advantage of the new systems, and they seem to be enjoying it so far. So maybe I just got to get good. Maybe that's another thing we got to look at. The Gunsmith. The Gunsmith is in a good place. I like the way it works. One of the issues I think right now concerning the Gunsmith is not necessarily how it works, but it was supposed to remove a certain grind aspect in attempts to... I did get my butt kicked that round. It was supposed to remove part of the grind aspect by allowing all the guns to basically unlock attachments to each other inside of a family tree. But the way it's looking is the new way that we do it is just forcing people to use weapons they don't want to use to unlock attachments for guns that they want to. So I can foresee that being a point of contention later on down the road. They drop a new receiver for a gun that you like. Say you've been using the M4 the entire time, and they drop a new receiver for the Lockman AR section, and all of a sudden now you have to go and utilize like the RAF 17 to unlock a new weapon that's right after the RAF 17. and you never really messed with the Lockman 5.56. You were an M4 guy since the beginning. You never touched the 7.62. So now you got to go into the 7.62, and then you got to go into the 5.56, and then you got to unlock the RAF. And then once you unlock the RAF, you have to use the RAF. And then when you unlock, or when you finally get to the level on the RAF, then you get the new gun, and then you have to go in. And so where they have removed having to get 70 levels on every gun, they've now kind of shoehorned you into being forced into running all the guns to get the attachment to get all the attachments you might want for the one weapon that you want to run. So I can, like I said, I can see where that could be a point of contention future side. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it doesn't become so convoluted that it becomes problematic to enjoy the weapons you want to use, and especially if you're not the kind of person to really try to do that amount of time, especially if you don't have the time. This new system was supposed to be about attempting to allow people to get in there, use their favorite weapons, and cut down on some of the time. Get right in, start using what you want to use, and deal less with the grind, especially if you were a casual player. But seeing the system, it may have actually that's a shotgun. It might have actually elongated the system, because now it's no longer about leveling up the one gun you actually want to use. Now it's about leveling up all of the guns around the one gun that you may want to use. In the beta right now, we're only getting to level 15, which means we have 15 more levels that we should be getting access to by the next weekend. And we'll get to see more of the guns, see how they run, and hopefully enjoy those as well. We're looking at guns like the Scar, which hopefully is not another gun that we will only get one level for, but if we only get one level for it, at least it's the Scar. Well, they call it the TAC 5.56. So hopefully we'll get to use a couple of different versions of that at least. I would love to have a marksman rifle. I would love to have a marksman rifle of the TAC 5.56. I would love to just have some more marksman rifles, honestly, but they're not really in a great place in this game. Where everything kills so fast in this game, single shot weapons are really not a ideal choice, because what ends up happening is any missed shot is punished extremely hard. Also, if you are attempting to utilize the marksman rifles, there is still a lot of flinch when you get shot. So once you start getting into a gunfight, if you miss that first shot, it's pretty much over for you. I cannot remember. I'll cut out this and then I'll go through once I remember what I'm doing here.
Got him!
One of the things I'm going to be interested to see is how the game plays on keyboard and mouse versus controller, and how it feels also on a higher refresh rate. Obviously, again, I'm playing on an old PlayStation, so the game doesn't feel, I don't think, as good as it could. And that could change how I feel a little bit on the TTK stuff and visibility stuff. Also, as we currently don't have access to all of the different stuff in the game, it's going to be hard to tell really what is considered like the best of the best right now. But with that being said, it feels like the M4 is definitely top of the list right now. The skill-based matchmaking right now is ridiculous. If you do well in one round, you should get prepared to be fried for the next 4 or 5 rounds easily, as there is very little forgiveness in the skill-based matchmaking system. And it feels like that even as a solo, you're going to be put up against a lot of teams if you start doing even halfway decent. So prepare for some of the most spawn campy punishment spawn fights that you're ever going to fight in your life. It is a hefty skill-based matchmaking style game, and it does not feel great when you are getting on the butt kicking side. But with that being said, the gameplay does feel good most of the time, so getting to enjoy the gameplay itself and play it as much as I have, I think that the game is in a really good spot, and I think the gunplay will lend itself to a lot of fun for those of you who play Warzone or the future DMZ style mode. Also, if you haven't already, when you go to utilize the shotguns, know that they are disgustingly strong. Really, really strong. I feel like, oh, is this, this must be my bird's eye. So this is the first time I've seen and used bird's eye, and this explains why there's so many people that know where I'm coming from all the time. The bird's eye looks like it gives me a permanent UAV. That needs to be nerfed to the ground. Holy crap. I just realized what that does. Bird's Eye's disgustingly strong. That doesn't belong in this game. That explains so much of what's going on in my life when I've been playing this game lately. Also, if you play on this map, this area right here is an insane head glitch. And that's a win. So overall, the game feels good, and it has a lot of potential, especially for the Warzone 2 and the DMZ style modes. The TTK is fast, the Gunsmith is cool, but drags out the unlock time a little bit too much, I think. Overall, the maps will either grow on you or you'll hate them, as that's with any 6v6 game, and I look forward to seeing more and more from this game. I will see you all again next weekend for more of the beta as well, and we'll unlock more stuff, see how the Gunsmith feels there, and then October 28th isn't too far away, and we'll get into it. Thank you all so much for checking out the video. We stream here 7 days a week, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have videos here every day as well, and a bunch of shorts. Thank you all so much for checking it out, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, peace.